You been doing all right?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Man, I can't complain. I'm getting to take off work every now and then and hang out with your alma mater. So,
Yeah, yeah, man. Go Cougars, man.
dude, I think maybe they're starting to understand
Yeah,
like
oh
a
yeah,
little bit why I'm
yeah,
around. I
yeah,
think at first they were like, "What?"
yeah.
Like, I don't think they had any clue.
Oh
And
yeah,
now I think they're starting to get it like a little bit.
yeah,
It'll hit them when it's done. Like it's gonna take a while doing
hmm
this book, but I think once it's done, like I don't know if they'll read it or not. They'll just be like, "Hey, someone wrote a book about us." But I'm excited about it. So
yeah. We appreciate you, man. Because there's not a lot of
it's
people. It's not a lot of people who would do it. So for you to take your time and pour into us and just give back to the Clay-Chalkville community, it just means a lot. So we appreciate you.
yeah, especially for a Hewitt Trustful guy, right?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. Like not necessarily Clay Chalkville. That just ended up the best. I mean, the best scenario,
hmm
but also I think probably the best story that I
Yeah.
could try to tell.
hmm
Um, but it's like I've said this before on just a bunch of other people. Like I've covered a lot of schools, so it's
hmm
like I could try to like immerse myself with a lot of programs. I could try to do it with Hewitt Trustful or Pinson Valley or
hmm
Vestavia or Hoover or whoever, but it was for some reason it's always been Clay Chalkville. Like that's the place that I always kind of come back to. That's the place that always like oddly enough stays connected to me. Like
hmm
it's who I hear from. It's where I hear the most stories from. It's kind of where I get the most invites to stuff. And I'm like, what is it about this place? You know?
hmm I really think it's the tradition of just Clay Chalkville being the biggest fans and the biggest alumni. We have the best alumni in the country, in my opinion, state Alabama. So
Yeah, yeah, man. It's been cool so far. So like I think I'm starting to get to know some guys a little better.
mm,
Like Colton came on the podcast.
yeah,
Did someone else come on the podcast? Who else came on the pod? Isaiah. Oh yeah, Isaiah Brown came on the pod.
yeah,
It was funny because I've been talking to some of them like off and on throughout the summer, like just on the phone,
hmm
like just like getting to know them a little bit, asking them some Clay questions and stuff.
hmm
And it was Keith Richmond
yeah,
who like before we had our scheduled call or whatever, he texted me like 5 minutes before, and he was
hmm
like, "How are we doing this?" He was like, "Are we doing this on the phone or like is it on Zoom? What is it?" I
hmm
said it was just a phone call, but I said if you want to do it on Zoom and make it a podcast, totally down. Like we can make that happen like ASAP.
yes,
And
sir.
he was like, "Nah, phone call's cool."
Yeah,
So we did that. And then like not long after that, the podcast with Colton came out,
yeah,
and I saw Keith at practice, and he just kind of came up and he goes, I should have done it. I should have done the podcast, man. And
yeah,
I was like, we got nothing but time, Keith. I was like,
oh,
you
yeah,
got 2 more years of this. I was like, you can hop on anytime you want.
yeah. Keith was that guy, man. Keith, when he came to us and when he was in middle school, we knew he was gonna be special. Just him being very quiet. And one thing about Keith, he loves to work out. That's his biggest thing, the weight room. So
Yes,
him growing, him watching him coaching and Isaiah just grow, it just really inspired me, man, as a young coach to know that I can easily like get them to come play a mile. So it was good watching them grow.
dude, Keith is like him specifically, like Colton too, but Keith, he's built different.
Real
Like
different.
I feel like he's gonna. You tell me, you're a coach. Like
Mhm.
he's gonna be one of those guys. I mean, he's about to play just his junior year, and he
Yeah.
looks like what he looks like.
Oh
He
yeah.
puts that on film in the fall. He's
hmm
gonna go. I mean, he's already getting D1 Southern Miss. I forget who else, but he's gonna
Yeah.
go boom.
Oh yeah. It's his work ethic. He never complained. He always come in the weight room with a smile. And one thing I love about him, how big he is, and his ability to move off the edge and put him outside linebacker or a defensive end. That's what I really like about Keith. he doesn't mind where he has to play as long as he gets to play on the field. He always keep a great attitude. He never gets
Yes.
upset about anything. He always have a great positive attitude. That's what I love about him.
Yeah, like it was just an OTA, so guys are just wearing the helmets
Yeah.
and shorts and all that, but they're going against Austin. Like
Mm,
I guess this was like last week or something like that.
mm.
And when they started doing some like ones on ones kind of deal, he was getting through and around that edge like no problem.
Oh
And
yeah.
he got a guy in the backfield, and it was actually in the end zone, and like his back was turned to me. If I've got the clip, I might throw it in the podcast to
Mm,
show it. I think I maybe just took some pictures, um, but he just like had the dude just like picked him up, and
mm,
he's just like walking him backwards, like you're gonna go over here now, and
mm.
it was like nothing to him.
Yeah, Keith is just a freak of nature. Like it's him in the weight room, and he real quiet. So when he
Yeah.
lifting weights, he real quiet. You don't even know he in there. He's just lifting. That's one
Yep.
thing I love about Keith. He don't say too much. He get his weight. He get his work in weight room. He get his lift in. He just go out and play ball. So that's one thing I love about him.
I forget who it was that told me, but said he's got like his weights and like almost like his own like workout stuff like in his
Yeah,
backyard at his
yeah,
house,
yeah. He
and
has his
he's
own little
just out
workout.
there.
Yeah, he does his own thing. We won't say nothing to him when he lift weights because he has to be locked in. Once he's locked in, and don't make him mad before a game, he gets worse on the field.
Sounds like Clay-Chalkville fans would want him to be mad, maybe a little
Yeah,
bit. Long
yeah,
as he's harnessing it the right way.
yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Without
Man, man, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to this season. I mean, they're obviously going to be really good. I think they'll be really, really, really good on defense again. Um, Offense obviously got a jolt with Corey Barber
oh
coming
yeah,
back. We can talk about that now that he's back,
oh yeah.
and that's going to be a big deal for Fry
That's
out
gonna
there.
be huge. I can't
And
wait. Can't wait. Can't wait.
yeah,
Can't wait to
that
see
should
it.
free up Red and stuff on the other side
Oh
too.
yeah.
So man, that's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun year. That's for sure. I can't wait to go to every game, and it's almost like I don't have the schedule up in front of me, but it's like the very first week is basically the longest road trip of the year, which is
Yeah.
which is very different for Clay Chalkville because
Yeah.
usually y'all are some road warriors.
World Warriors. We love playing on the road. We
You get
love
6 games at home this year. That's like that
that.
might be the most in
I
Clay
think yeah.
Chalkville history
I
for
think
a
that's the
regular
most.
season.
I think that's the most we done had since I've been there. That's probably the most we done had at home.
Usually it's like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. But I think it's good for them to be at home with this being their senior year with
Yeah.
him, with Fry, Corey, Red, all of those guys being their senior year. They get to play under the lights, so it's good for their senior year to be at home, be comfortable instead of being on the road having to fight all the adversity.
Yeah. And it could be, I mean, we'll see what construction looks like. That's a long ways off, but it
And
could be the last year in
could be
that
the last
facility.
year. Yeah, could be the last year. It
I've
was. It
seen
was.
I've I've seen Board of Education people and some builder people out looking around at practice, just looking at where that new stadium's going to go. So we'll see.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I just hope that I hope Coach Floyd sees this. Coach Floyd make sure I have a little recognition in the building in the new facility.
There you go. Well, you want like a room named after you? What you wanting?
No, I just want to see how Nico Collins and the All Star guys got their names. I just want my face on the wall. That's all I ask for. Let me be a part of the tradition. That's all I
There you
have.
go. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm about to go. I'm gonna go to. Are you gonna go come to Nico's camp at all?
yeah. I'm actually gonna volunteer. I'm a volunteer at camp,
I'll
so
be out there.
it's gonna be a good camp. It's gonna
We
be.
all gonna burn up out there together, but I'll be out there with a camera and a notepad as usual.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good to see Nico Collins come back home and get back to the community because that's what Nico is about. He loves the kids. That's what he loves to do. Nico's love the kids. He loves giving back. That's what I like about his class and the older guys who coached us, like Brandon Barron, TJ Simmons, and Terrell West. Those guys just pouring back into us and watching us grow and still helping us out. It means a lot. So it's truly am an honor just to be a part of the 24 class and just learning from those older guys, telling us how to build a tradition and how to work through everything that we do, that we know.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you a book question then. Why do you think that is? Like why do you think these guys who graduated 10, 11 years ago are still pouring back into a place that, after 10 years, a lot of guys, girls, whoever's graduated from whatever school, kind of, you move on with your life, you either move away, whatever. You're not really thinking about your old high school, but these guys still are.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you
I
think that is?
I really think it's because of the connection. All of us, like you talk about Jalen Bachway, Mario Craver, Terrell West, all of those. Terrell West, actually, they're all part of his 707 team. So he has a team called PME. So that was one of the biggest things that he wanted to do. And while we were still in school, like, hey, let's do a 707. So with him doing that, he actually brought the whole community together. From you talk about Pinson, you talk about the Garndales and those school trustful, we all came together just say, hey, let's do a 707. So it just brings the community out more. And so with Terrell West being like a founder of just youth sports and just pouring into us, him and Brandon Berry, it just meant a lot for the community to say, hey, we got your back. We know that we're going to take care of you. It's going to be some struggles along the way, but we're going to take care of you guys and put us under your wing. So it just meant a lot.
Yeah. I love specifically T West. Just I've loved that kid's mindset. I mean, I can't call him a kid anymore.
uh,
I've loved his mindset since I first met him in like I guess it was 2012
mm-hmm.
when he really like so as a sophomore, and I don't I might have been he would remember this probably better than me, but like I think maybe I was like the first dude to like interview him after a game or something
Yeah.
like that. Like shows how old we both are now, but like I remember watching him because the Clay-Chalkville way. I'm sure it works like this at a lot of schools, but I know it specifically there. Underclassmen after a home game, y'all are cleaning up that sideline. You're bringing the chairs in.
Yeah.
You're bringing, and I remember seeing him after a game that I don't remember what he rushed for because back then, I mean, he's a sophomore and he was kind of the speed, the burner guy. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the other running back that Clay Chalkville had then was Sidney Battle, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and he was more of your bruiser, every down back kind of guy. And Terrell would just you hand it to him and he's going 50.
Yeah.
And I remember after a game, I don't know how many yards he had. He had over 100 yards, probably
Mm-hmm.
closer to two or three touchdowns, and he's got like two chairs on this arm, two chairs on this arm, and he's just walking them across the field by himself, taking them back to the facility. And I was like, there's something about this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing it ever since, and he hasn't stopped.
Yeah. I really think the deal with T West was him being, hey, let me show these guys how we do in our tradition, and it's not about like I would say for us, it was about accountability because the older guys like the Caleb Johnson, the Squirrel Whites, yeah, we know that like those guys were older, but we know we had to fall in line. So each class had to fall in line. Whether it's hey, like when Coach Gimmer was there, we all had a job to do. Whether it's you picking up trash, whether you clean up the fair house, somebody had something to do, and so it just carried on and carried on and carried on. So it just really brought us to buy into what everybody was doing. That's really just kept the tradition going. So you
Yeah,
just gotta buy in and you gotta hold yourself accountable, and everybody else gonna hold you accountable when you're doing wrong. That's what really the tradition was. Hold each other accountable because it's like T West told me. He said you can't get paid the CEO amount if you don't want to do the janitor's work. So
that's it. It's funny you mentioned the like picking up the trash. I was for the first time like going out because I've been trying to go like when the work schedule allows it to
mhm.
go to practice and stuff like that. And one day recently, I went like before they go outside. So like I went to the 30-minute lift in the weight room, and that gets loud. Holy crap! But Coach Helveston is obviously running that thing,
Yeah.
and when they finish, I missed 30 minutes of nonstop. There's just freaking right equipment weights just everywhere for 30 minutes, and it's nuts. And I'm just trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
And it was like at the end of this, and everybody has to pick up a piece of trash before they can like be done.
Yeah.
So like, whatever's on the ground, if it's actual like a piece of paper, plastic, or if it's a wristband, whatever, that
Mhm.
green turf that's in there has to be just green.
Yeah.
And I see the guys like everybody's like looking like this, and Helveston's right in front of me, and he's looking down, and he's like almost like a statue, and he's just staring at the ground. And I look down, and there's like a really small, clear piece of plastic off of something, and he's just staring at it, and he doesn't say anything to anybody,
Mhm.
and he just stands there and stares at the ground for like 5-10 seconds until somebody comes up, picks up that piece of trash, takes it to the garbage, and then he moves on about his way and breaks it down with the team after. And I was like, that's cool. And
Mhm.
like, I like that, like, I'm getting to see that kind of stuff, because
Mhm.
that's not the stuff that your fans or just general fans, whatever, get to see or really get to know about. And
Mhm.
that's the kind of stuff that I'm loving right now, is
Mhm.
getting to see that kind of thing happen.
Yeah, that was really the biggest thing. The biggest thing that we learned from doing that. Treat your house, treat your like our school. We treat it like it's our house, so we clean up everything we do. A clean house and a clean facility. What more could you really ask for? Because
Yeah.
we always Clay-Chalkville is probably one of the best facilities. Like me coaching now while I'm at Miles and just going to different facilities, Clay-Chalkville is probably one of the top facilities I've probably been to. Out of every school I've probably been to, Clay-Chalkville is probably the best one. That's why I really always go back and say, hey, coach, what you got for me? Because I know
Yeah.
like Coach Floyd's gonna have some of the top guys. Their grades are gonna be right. They're not gonna be bad kids in the classroom. So it makes me proud to know that the foundation we have set and it's still going. From when T West was there till now and it's still going, that shows you that the amount of coaches who then came in and then coached. What you talk about Coach Jerry Hood who started it till now to Coach Floyd who then played and now he's the head coach and kept it going. It means a lot.
Yeah, man. What was that? So, like, how did let's transition into some of this Miles stuff then.
Yeah.
Like I rewatched our tailgate episode like
Yeah.
last night or this morning or something, just kind of looking back on some of what we said, and I didn't remember that that was right before the 2023 season, and you pretty much called the shot. Now, pretty easy shot to call. You got Mbakwe, you got Craver, you got Shaq, you had some dudes, but y'all did the thing. How has Clay Chalkville, being able to be kind of a student assistant there, how has that translated now that you're at the college level?
Man, one thing I really want to say, just thank you to Coach Gilmer and Coach Floyd for giving me the ability to do it.
Mm.
Because it was, when I transitioned to college, it was a different atmosphere. Because when I first got there, I was under Antonio Langley, who played at Alabama. And he set the record for interceptions at Alabama. So me learning from him, going from offense to defense, it really just opened my eyes. And also, I want to thank Coach Nick Andrews, who was there from when I first got there, and now he just got hired at Tennessee State to be the wide receiver coach. So them guys just really pouring into me. Then Terrell West too, just knowing that all those coaches who important to me and seeing something in me that I never wanted to do. T West to tell you, I did not want to be a GA. I did not want to do it. He said, because I remember he told me this. We were sitting in the office. Mind you, it's me, Edward Osley, Ed Osley, Cam Williams, Rodriguez Johnson. We're all in there. And then Lil Aaron. Lil Aaron was a freshman. This is 21 year. This is our 21
Yeah.
21 year. We was competing for the first state championship. And he was like, hey, you should really get into coach. I'm like, coach, I don't want to do it. It's not me. I'm trying to play ball. He said, I'm going to be honest with you, Square. He said, hey, you're not going to make it to play collegiate football because of your size. Because I was 5'5", like 150, playing running back. They would have talked, like, looking back at that now, it's like, you didn't really made a name for yourself. And it's like a lot of college coaches now who call me and just say, hey, keep going. We see the work that you're doing. NFL coaches calling me saying, hey, good job. We're proud of you. So it just inspired me to know that it was really coaches who saw what I could really do and actually put it into motion and make sure that we're doing, but let's put him in his best position we know how.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So wait, what? Let's see. It's summer.
Hmm.
What year are you about to start in college? You about to be a sophomore?
Yeah, I'm gonna start sophomore year two.
Sophomore, year two. What are you studying? Do you know
Uh,
yet?
yeah, I'm a secondary education major.
Okay, I remember when we talked. You were leaning English. You still leaning
Yeah.
English?
No, I'm trying to get
No.
physical education. So,
Okay.
I'm trying to get I'm getting my bachelor's in secondary education of arts. So it's gonna be good. Bachelor's of arts. So it's gonna be good. Or it might be bachelor's of science. One or the other. I just know it's one of
I get
those.
them confused. Like I've got my degree up here. Hang on, across. Oh, I can't read that from here. I don't know. They put it in that crazy old English font.
Yeah,
I can't read it. I don't know. It's a journalism degree. Whatever. I don't
yeah,
know. BA and BS. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a BA. But
yes, sir.
anyway.
Yeah.
So like, what was year one like at Miles for you?
Year one was great. Coming fresh off a state championship, then going straight into there, it really humbled me because one thing about Coach Sam Shade, who is now at A&M, they practice at early in the morning, so you got to be on the field at 4:30. And at Clay-Chalkville, we didn't do that. So me getting up out the bed, just drained, because we practice Monday through Thursday, and we're on the bus road on a Friday going to getting ready for our game. So it was really a lot just waking up early, and then we only had one practice a day. So waking up, practice, doing all your one practice early in the morning, then transition about going to class, and then having a meeting at 11, and going straight back to class. It was a lot. And then you still had to go to meetings and make sure you got everything done for the coaches. It was a lot. Just really, it was a lot of learning, and I'm still learning to this day.
Oh yeah, you always will be too.
Yeah, and that's
That's
the crazy
that's
thing about it. It's a lot of learning. It's a lot of late nights. I'm tired. I'm trying to do papers. I had like freshman year, I learned a lot. You had a time management. You're trying to do a lot of things, involved in a lot of leadership clubs. So it was a lot. But
that's
I
that's
did a
that's
lot.
half the battle. Is that leader? Or is that time management? Like if you can control and get a handle on just on your time in
Mhm.
college, especially you doing all the things you're doing. You
Mhm.
know, for me, it was just class and then, I mean, writing. So I'd go to stuff to write about. But like, if you can get a handle on really locking in on your time, you've won half the battle already.
Yeah, that was really the biggest thing, the time management, just waking up early, then getting out of class, uploading film. It was a lot. So I really just thank Coach Shea for giving me the opportunity. That was really the biggest thing. Him allowing me to build it. Hey, let me guide you and show you how to do it. This is different from high school. From him being at Penn Valley to him coaching at college, I would thought it was gonna be easy, but he said, let's sit down, let's talk. So we sat. I remember I came in there for the spring game. We sat down. So after we won the state championship, I actually emailed him after we got done with our 23 year. I emailed him and said, hey coach, I reached out. I said, hey coach, I want to be a coach. He said okay. And then he emailed me back and said, hey, come meet me and my staff, and we just sat down and talk about what all I can do and what all I played. So it was good.
Wow. Wow. So is that how your opportunity there really came about?
So yeah, a little bit. It was really you had to really just talk to the head coach and tell him what's your vision. And I told him what I really want to do. He was like, "You sure you want to coach now? It's a lot of hard work you got to do." So I was like, "Yes, coach, I want to coach." And it was some nights it was some mornings where I missed practice. I was tired, but I still had to really realize that it's not about how it's like you could be a student or you want to coach. Which one are you gonna choose? And it's all about your time management. So that's what I really learned from it. Time management
Yeah.
and just being a leader. That's what really makes me proud. Because all of my life I've been a leader. I always been the
Yeah.
head and not the tail. So that's really what I always strive myself on at being the best. Being the best at what I do and holding everybody accountable. Even if I don't hold myself accountable, hold everybody else accountable that's around me.
Being the head, not the tail.
Yes.
Where'd you hear that one?
Pastor. My pastor now. Pastor Mike Jr. So
I've never heard that. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Are you helping out? Like, so are you helping out right now? Mostly, like, is it mostly film stuff? Are you helping out with a certain side of the ball, or what?
Actually the student running back coach under Coach Kenny Ray. He came from Fort Valley State. And
Okay.
he's actually a Birmingham native. He played at Shadesville High School.
Okay. So you're super familiar with there.
Yeah, so it's actually and him coming back here and being a Birmingham native. It actually his offense is really allowed me to be. It's like it being at Clay-Chalkville. So it's actually it's actually it's good. So
Man, that's so cool.
it's easy for me to catch on to and learn it and it's good because it's actually some Clay-Chalkville players that's on that team. So on this team.
Really?
So
Who's that?
Edward Osh is one of
Oh
my running
yeah.
backs. So it's actually good to see Ed grow from high
Yeah.
school to now. So it's actually good.
Damn. What growth have you seen from him? What's he doing better now?
Uh, he's got a lot faster, and his vision is actually very better than it was in high school. He had great vision in high school, but his game for college is picked up.
Wow. Man, that's
He
cool.
was
You still like I go ahead.
he was our number two Russia last year
Really?
in yards and touchdowns.
Wow.
I've seen some clips, so you put in the video.
There you go. Love it. So are you I know I saw you at one practice. You still coming around Clay
Yeah, I'm still
Chalkville when you can?
Yeah, when I can. I have so I've been working. So they've been out on the road recruiting, and so we getting ready to start fall camp in 2 weeks. So it's been a lot.
What's fall camp gonna look like for you?
I don't know yet. We got a new head coach, Chris Gould, who played for the Indianapolis Colts. So this is first year here. He's getting adjusted to the system, to the new system. I'm learning too with his new system. So it's a lot.
Yeah. What do you think, like, just knowing, because you didn't graduate too long ago, so you know the guys that are on this Clay Chalkville team. Um, what's the potential you think, like realistically? What
Realistically,
realistically?
it was up to me. I'm telling my guys, hey, we're gonna win another one. I think that my guys win another one. I think my little brother's gonna win some more. I'm proud of him. This 26 class, this a good class. This the class. They might do it this year. I really think that this is the class that's gonna do it. They put
Yeah, this
this the
this is a
class.
class. This is such an interesting, like, not just this class, but like this particular just group. Really,
This
like
group is like
your contributors or whatever you want to call it. Like in the past, it's like you've had obviously really good players across the board, no doubt. But like there were teams that like you had a TJ Simmons committed to Alabama, you had a Nico Collins going to Michigan, you've got a Jalen Mbakwe going to Alabama, like really, really big time guys.
mhm.
And I'm not saying that these guys that this group doesn't have it. They've got Corey Barber, but like it's
you got
like
you guys. They
it's
start too.
Zay Starks going to Cincinnati, but it's like beyond that, it's like you've got guys, a ton of guys with offers, and they might not be an offer from an Alabama or even a Cincinnati, but you've got so many guys with
Mm-hmm.
offers that it seems like there's not really a true like huge weakness or something like you remember like 2 years ago it was like if y'all got in a bind and Box playing quarterback, it was like he can just take off and he's going to make everybody miss.
Yeah.
It's like this team, I know they haven't played a game yet, but it's like Fry's got some offers. Red just pulled an offer. Joshua Woods is probably going to be a guy that starts to gain some stuff. And
Mhm.
it's like you might not have, your 3-star, even or obviously like a 4-star guy, but you've got a ton of dudes with offers who are going to play at the next level. It might
Mhm.
not be the absolute highest level, but you've got guys who are going to continue playing beyond high school.
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't know.
I really think it's their ability to win. It's the ability to win. I really think they're just hungry. It's not. That's the biggest thing about college sports. It's no more. It's no longer about, hey, I got to go play at the Alabama or the ACC. It's about getting my family stable, getting my degree first, then play football. That's the biggest thing that I feel like this generation really wants is getting a degree because no degree, no football.
Yeah. Well, and like I'm in getting to know this team and then rewatching our tailgate episode the other day, I'm reminded of something you said heading into 2023 about you said something about getting back to our standard.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then this year's group, the way last year ended, the way the 2024 season ended, it
yeah,
was it was kind of tough. The leadership was lacking on the field.
yeah,
It was tough.
yeah,
And this year's group really feels at this point kind of how you talked about
yeah,
before 2023, where it was like these guys have a different mindset about them, you know?
yeah. It's. I really think it's just leadership. Biggest thing was leadership because that last year class there it was a lot of just leadership things going on. So and they were young. They were young. So it was just like when we lost Caleb, they were young. So we had to bounce back and really develop our standard. And that was Coach Floyd's first year. So you had to adjust. That was Coach Floyd's first year being the head coach at his alma mater. Plus that 25 class being young, not a lot of varsity experience on that 25 class. This 26 class, they didn't win a state championship. They didn't did everything they had to do. And it's more, and you got experience at the quarterback room. And 23 and the 23 year, we didn't. Well, when we lost in the first round of Parker, we didn't have a lot of
22, yeah.
22. We didn't have experience in the quarterback room.
Yeah.
So and then it was just a lot of stuff going on like in the classroom. So that was really the biggest thing, lack of
Yeah.
focus. So that's all it was.
It's funny how cyclical it kind of feels like in a way. Like 2021, you've got your senior types and you go and you win the state championship. 22, you lose in the first round, and there were some injury stuff, but also like you can't lose a playoff game at home and only score 6 points
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah,
And then it's like the 2023 bounce back was crazy, and then you lose guys off that team. 2024 leadership struggles, down the stretch, and you kind of falter in the playoffs. Now we're back to that roller coaster. We're kind of all right. We're moving back up on that roller coaster now. So it'll be,
it's
coach
gonna be
speak
interesting.
is. I mean, the coach speak is you got to take it game by game. I get that and
Yeah,
all that, but like this, I don't know. It feels like one of those years where whether they win a blue map or not, it feels like they're going to be right there
oh yeah,
near the end.
oh, yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna be that way too. That was probably one of the biggest things I was looking at this year. Just watching them practice in the spring and then in the going into the summer. That was probably one of the biggest things I was looking at. I was just looking at the leadership and then Fry being comfortable in the offense. Because last year was his first. It was his first year being a
Yeah,
starting quarterback. So I really think really that's really what it was. Just being first year for everybody. First year on a new
yeah,
head coach. You just got to get adjusted to a standard. When you coming off a hard head coach like Coach Gilmer was to Coach Floyd trying to put his own style in and put his own version in, that was probably one of the biggest things. So and Fry knew his style, but it's hard to do it when you got everybody in your ear trying to say, hey, throw me the ball or just different things like that. So it was probably one of the biggest things.
yeah. And he seems to have really taken on like a bigger leadership role. Like he
Yeah,
said it to me that last year it was like I'm kind of quiet, trying to kind of find my place, even though I'm
yeah,
QB1. And
yeah,
then this off season it's been like, all right, I gotta I don't necessarily have to be loud. I don't necessarily have to say a ton, but these guys have got to know that I'm leading them.
yeah.
And it feels like that's kind of what you're seeing out of him and out of several guys
Oh yeah.
right now for sure.
Yeah. I really think that's what it was because it took Jalen a minute too to come out his shell. Because after we was during that summer, it was hard trying to adjust to Jalen as our quarterback. Just it was hard
Oh yeah,
because we really,
very different.
if you really want to look back at our looking at how the way we played that Pell City game, Coach Floyd
Yeah,
didn't know we didn't know what Jalen was capable of. So we really didn't find our identity to like probably week 4 going to that Thompson week. until we like that's when we start balancing our offense. That 23 year. Then with Fry, we know Fry like in practice Fry can run. So dealing with Fry, Coach Floyd know how to use Fry in certain situations. With Jalen, he really couldn't because he didn't know. And then once we started seeing Jalen throw the ball more and just getting more comfortable, it just takes time. And that's where we really football is all about, just time and adjusting.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. You still want to coach in the NFL?
Oh yeah, without no doubt. Oh yeah.
Are you still looking at you still like the Falcons?
Oh yeah, for sure. Right? Yeah. So I actually got some connections at the Falcons right now. I've been talking up with them. Like,
Really?
yeah. So they
What
pre-op
the?
person. She works at our school. The Atlanta Falcons pre-op. She
Oh,
works at our school. So she didn't actually. We didn't actually talk to Raheem Morris and Arthur Blank on the phone. So
did you really?
yeah. So it's actually good.
Can you share what they said to you at all, or no?
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Just some of that good advice.
Yeah, just keep going. And just
That's
teach me how to
awesome.
build my resume and get connections.
Yeah, man. How do you get connections? How is that?
Just communicating, just talking to different coaches.
Yeah. It seemed like they actually, I forget. Oh, I was talking to Thomas Ashworth on the podcast who, he covers a lot of different sports for AL.com.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a Falcons fan. And, we were talking about, that was like right after the draft. And we were both like, the Falcons actually didn't screw up the draft this time. Like
Yeah.
it was like they drafted based on need,
And
you
not what they
know,
wanted.
and not what they like. I mean, Michael Penix might be the next Michael Vick. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but like,
Yeah,
but that you know, I wasn't like saying that pick was crazy. It was surprising, but I'm not saying it was crazy. But then like this year's draft, it was like filled a need, filled a need, filled a
yeah,
need, and it was like, is this the same? Like they didn't draft like the Falcons. They drafted like the Patriots or something this time.
yeah. It's the one to win. You want to win now.
Yes.
It's the ability you want to win. So I really think Raheem Morris, they just had to get used to. They had to adjust. That's all what it
Yeah.
was, adjusting. And then you get Kirk Cousins, you give him a max contract deal, and him being a veteran, it shows Michael Penix Jr. just hey, we're gonna let's put this veteran and start line up just to see how well he operates in the system and let him mentor you. That's really all football is a mentor.
Yep.
Coaches, your coaches is a mentor, and the player, you're the mentee. That's all it is.
Yeah. I remember when we did that tailgate, it was like right after they had drafted Bijan Robinson, and we were talking
Yeah,
about like drafting a running back that high. Well, that one worked out. That
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 one
one
worked
worked
out
out.
really well. Yeah.
That one worked out just fine.
Oh yeah.
Is Penix going to be that dude? Do you think?
I think so. I feel confident. I feel confident Michael Penix. I really
Yeah.
feel I do. I really do.
He
Tell
feels
him
like
to,
he feels like a winner to me.
oh yeah,
Like
he wants to win. And I really think that's what happened when he came out the national championship. Him just wanting to win and him being so close to winning the national championship.
yeah,
That's what it is. And then Kellen Moore try to bring that style to Alabama, even though it's been there for 17 years. It's all about adjusting.
yeah, man. I'll be interested to watch them because usually that NFC South is usually up for grabs,
Oh
and
yeah, every year.
yeah. I mean, Carolina. I mean, love you, Bryce Young, but Carolina's
Yeah,
that's a tough spot. New Orleans seems a little maybe a little in disarray right now. It seems like it's
yeah,
Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
yeah. Tampa Bay and Atlanta for sure. I think the Saints probably gonna do good this year too. Just them getting their system, and then you get Kool Aid. You got Kool Aid. You got a lot of those guys on that defense is actually very gonna be probably good this year. They're gonna be good
Yeah.
this year. So I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do.
I struggled with it because I think when we recorded our episode that last time, like I'm just a fan of football,
Yeah,
but even in the last 2 years, this is going to sound not great going to a guy who's coaching at a college, but I got much more into the NFL. I watch it every Sunday anyway, but I got much more into it with some of the NIL, not really NIL, more so the transfer portal. but all that kind of stuff made it a little bit harder to watch, and it made the NFL a little bit easier to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
And so I was finally like I've watched the NFL forever. Back when I was in college, I like the Houston Texans were still like kind of new, and so I kind of adopted them as like my team to pull for, and I only did it because D'Amico Ryans was their middle linebacker at the
Yeah.
time, and he played at Alabama. And
Yeah.
then the Texans went and drafted Antoine Caldwell, who
Hmm.
was a offensive lineman at Alabama. So I was
Yeah.
like, they got a pipeline going to Houston. That's going to be my team. That lasted until D'Amico retired.
Yeah.
And then for like 10, 12 years, I haven't really like pulled for a team.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to pick a team finally, and that's going to be my team for life. And I'm going to be a fan
Hmm.
because, hey, I'm born an Alabama fan. I'm born an Atlanta Braves fan. I've been a Boston Celtics fan for as long as I can remember. And so I was like, I've got to get an NFL team.
Yeah.
So I went through a whole bunch of stuff, and I made a ridiculously stupid video that I thought was funny. I made like a commitment video,
Yeah.
like the dudes have like the hats on the table, and I made a commitment video and pulled out the hat and put it on.
Mhm.
But well, it's right there, Green Bay Packers. So
Yeah.
so so I'm a Packers fan for life now.
Mhm.
So that's the team I'm rocking with, and hopefully they play well. I was looking at schedules, and I'm like, I need them to come to Atlanta, or at least come down to Nashville and play the Titans, because I don't
Yeah.
think I'm getting to Lambeau anytime soon.
Yeah. They're actually going. I think the Packers are going to be good too this year. I think they're going to be
I
good.
think so. I really like Jordan Love.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt, Jordan Love is probably him, Jaden Daniels, and then Joe Burrow. Those probably my top three quarterbacks, and then Lamar Jackson too. So that was probably one of my top four quarterbacks.
He's man, Lamar Jackson. What? We leaving out Josh Allen or what?
I'm leaving out Josh Allen. I'm not a Josh Allen fan.
Ooh.
I don't like the Bills.
Oh, it's more of a Bills thing.
It's not a Buffalo thing because I like Buffalo. I like New York. It's Josh Allen. It's nothing personal with Josh Allen. I just the decisions she makes like in the last few years is like you'd have been to the conference championship and haven't won and haven't been to a Super Bowl. What are we doing?
Here, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. They play Kansas City's defense that has 11 guys, and then how many officials are on the field? Is it 5, 6 guys?
I think 6.
All right, they're going against 17 guys when they get to that conference championship against the Chiefs.
But I'm gonna tell you a little secret because I actually been around collegiate coaches going to play in the NFL. The NFL is not rigged. My old line coach, I kid you not, Andre Smith. He played for the Cincinnati Bengals. He didn't play for under Andy Dalton and Lamar Jackson in
Yeah.
Minnesota. He'd tell you the NFL not rigged. It's not rigged.
This is the Andre Smith that played at Alabama, played at Huffman.
Yeah, he's our old line coach now at Miles
I
College.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he got hired this year, so it's gonna be good this year.
So he says it's not rigged. We're gonna have to ask Andre about this Chiefs favoritism though, and then ask him if it's rigged or not.
Okay, I got you.
I tell you what, it wasn't rigged in the Super Bowl. It
Oh yeah.
definitely was. It definitely wasn't rigged then, because the Eagles just curb stomped them.
Hmm. Yeah, good job, Jalen Hurts, man. I love Jalen Hurts. That's my guy.
Those Eagles, their trenches are, both sides are incredible. Like, I don't know. Like, I know it's like, especially NFL, NBA. I mean, really all pro sports, but you see so much parity, and you're kind of like, who's going to win this thing? Really, NBA and NFL more so to me than Major League Baseball. But you look at them and you're like, man, it could be one of these 8 teams or whatever. And if you really, hindsight's 2020, but it's like if you really look at the way the Eagles played this last year, even early, September, October, it's like as long as they stay healthy, like you probably could have predicted that Super Bowl pretty easily the way they play. That and getting Saquon and what he did,
But yeah.
like they were that team was. I think it was pretty generational. That team.
Mhm. Yeah, I said when they made the trade for when he actually got signed for them, I said, oh, they're going to win the Super Bowl
Yeah,
because like me being an Atlanta Falcons fan and just seeing how the way the Falcons played, I was like, okay, you got to find you another team. And then I had three teams. I had the Falcons, had the Eagles, had the Titans for not the Titans, the Houston Texans because of Nico.
yeah,
So
Nico.
I was like, hey, I'm gonna ride my boy Nico. I trusted Nico and the Eagles this year because the Falcons didn't do it. So I just really
Man,
and
that's
I've
so
always been a
funny.
fan of Jalen Hurts. Always since he's been in
Yeah,
Alabama.
he's another guy that I'm just like I just like. Do I like to watch him play? Of course, but I like to hear him talk more than anything.
Oh yeah.
Like he's dropping those nuggets, and he's giving you a good story, and he's giving you what's up here, and he's never he's never here, he's never there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he's like even after they win
Come
the
on.
Super Bowl, he's just like right there,
Steady post. Steady post.
just different, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know. I wish I knew where he got that or how he maintains it. Like you throw a pick or you fumble or you lose a game, like how are you still staying right there? You win the Super Bowl by a bajillion points, even though you're celebrating and I know you're having fun after. There are moments where you still just look like you're just like that. I'm just like, where does that come from?
I really think it's God. Really, that's why I'm being so honest with you. I really think it's God.
Yeah,
Just because as a quarterback, you got everybody coming your way after a game.
yeah,
Everybody, win, lose, or draw. Everybody's coming at you, whether it's good or bad negative energy. You have to be calm because you can't get provoking. Even with our quarterbacks at Miles at Clay-Chalkville, they always stay calm regardless of what it was. Like Jalen, he always stayed calm because he knew like if I'm down, the whole team down
yeah.
because as a quarterback, you can't let your emotions show. Once you let your emotions show, it's like, man, I gotta bring the whole team together. Because everybody, one of the hardest positions on the football field is probably one of the quarterback positions because everybody's in your ear. Your head coach, your offensive coordinator,
It's
the defensive coaches, the special teams coordinator. Because you have to put the ball in the perfect position for the goal score. You gotta make sure the running back has the ball. It's so much going on that not a lot of people pays attention to. So you really just have to be relaxed, calm, because if you just not in a good rhythm, well, the backup coming in. So you just got to be calm. You got to block out everything that's around you. Just focus.
Yep. Who's gonna? Who? I was pulling up some. Since we're talking mostly NFL a little bit right now. Who do you? We're doing this in the summer, but that's part of the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's playing in the Super Bowl this next time? Who you got?
I,
Early Super Bowl. You want me
I
to
don't
give
know.
you the odds?
Yeah, let me see the odds. What's the odds looking like
All
first?
right. I don't know I don't know what site I'm even looking at, but consensus seems to be Buffalo Bills have the best odds. This is for titleless teams. Ugh, I don't know. Bills have good odds. Lions have good odds. I'm sure the Eagles do. Tampa Bay, Baltimore. Who you thinking?
Ooh, me being a Falcons fan, my ego's telling me the Falcons, but if I want to be realistic, the Lions, Detroit's probably going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Dan
Detroit?
Campbell, yeah, Dan Campbell and his coaching energy really reminds me of our Clay-Chalkville energy. With Coach Adam Helms, just him being a
Yeah.
strength and conditioning coach and him, we always been so fired up. That's what it really reminds me of. I think they'll win the Super Bowl. I think they'll win, but I think they'll play the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Lions, Ravens?
Lions and Ravens.
I'm looking at this. I don't know what site this is, but it's got some sort of supercomputer predictions. whatever this is. And I was looking for the Lions, and I'm like, am I missing them? And I'm having to scroll down, and they've got the Lions at a projected 8.3 wins and a 1.9% chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
That's it. Like they've got the Bills the highest, then the Ravens, and then the Kansas City Chiefs. And so those are all AFC teams. So the highest that they've got for the NFC are Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and then San Francisco.
I
And
don't
then the
think
Eagles.
I don't
Hey,
think I don't think San Francisco made it to the Super Bowl.
I'm curious about them because if they're healthy, because they were wildly kind of unhealthy the
Mm.
last really kind of last 2 years, but if they're healthy across the board, I think that just coming out of the NFC, I mean, I think you really got to look at them. I mean, Purdy's solid. They lost Debo Samuel to the Commanders, so what do they look like at receiver? But you still got Kittle. You got McCaffrey in the backfield. I think Trent Williams is still on that line, and he's like maybe the best offensive lineman ever, potentially. Um,
Whoa. Best offensive lineman ever. I don't know.
I said maybe, potentially.
I'm gonna get here's my prediction. I'm gonna tell you who the best offensive lineman is in my opinion. It goes to Andre Smith. Cause he late. If you want to be honest, he actually ask Andre this. He'll tell you why Trent Williams actually look up to Andre Smith.
What?
True fact. True fact. Andre
Do,
Smith.
do,
True fact.
you gonna tell me the story, or am I gonna have to get Andre on here?
Oh no, I seen the video. He actually said it. He was around him and his NFL veterans, all them on the podcast together. He said Trent Williams look up to him. So he actually smoked a lot of the offensive linemen. And
How about that?
and he's actually probably one of the top offensive linemen in the state of Alabama. He's the top offensive
Yeah,
lineman. And then one of the top recruits too in high school football. He
yeah.
was
Me and Andre, I think were. I would have to look it back up. We were in high school at the same time. I can't remember if Andre was class of '05 at Huffman or '06,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I think it was '06.
I
Cause he
think that's right. 'Cause I was '06 as well. And back then, Hewitt Trustful football not good. I don't remember. I don't remember how Huffman was at football,
he said
but
Huffman wasn't good. It was
but
good.
ask him about basketball back then.
Mm-hmm.
And Hewitt Trustful and Huffman were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because it was like you go to regionals up at JSU, and Hewitt Trustful was there, so we'd go, and they're playing Huffman. And Huffman had Demetrius Jemison that ended up playing in Alabama. They had Stanley Robinson, RIP, that played at UConn.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andre was playing basketball too.
Mm-hmm.
So you would see, like, I'll just say it like this because, I mean, he knows. Andre's a big guy. Obviously, he's offensive lineman.
Oh yeah.
But you get dumb high school kids who don't follow sports,
Mm-hmm.
and they see Andre or any guy built like Andre in a basketball jersey, and they kind of laugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, how is this guy going to play basketball? I remember being in the Hewitt Trustful student section because at the time I followed recruiting pretty religiously.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you don't understand what's about to happen. Like, one, he can actually kind of ball.
Mm-hmm.
And two, try to run through that screen.
Oh yeah.
Let me know how it works out for you.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember what the final score was. I don't think it was a blowout. I think it was probably a good game.
Mm-hmm.
But Stanley Robinson dominated. Andre was an absolute enforcer under the rim. And you could see it even, you'd appreciate this as an aspiring football coach is like, you could watch who's going to be a 5-star football recruit. You could just watch him play a different sport and you understood, you know what I mean? Like just watching him play basketball, seeing the footwork, seeing not how fast he was, but how quick he was. I guess
Like,
they call it kind of that twitch, I guess, kind of
yeah, the
deal.
twitch.
How quickly he could shift and stuff.
Yeah,
And even the way his hands were guarding, you were like, yeah, this guy's going to be good, you know. And that was on a basketball court.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
Hmm. Who am I going to go with? Super Bowl. You said Lions and who'd you say?
I think the Lions will win.
Lions. Who are they playing? Ravens?
Yep.
Lions over the Ravens.
My cousin's gonna be mad at me. Michael Pierce, please don't be mad. I'm sorry. I know you.
Who's he want you to pick?
He won't pick the Ravens. That's where he retired from.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I just okay. I'm not a Josh Allen hater, but I feel like I feel like the Bills for some reason I feel like they still don't have enough.
They're
Like
not.
like
They're just.
Allen's like Allen's great, whether you believe it or not,
Mhm.
but but I just don't think he's got enough around him.
He doesn't have. He doesn't have a lot of weapons.
Yeah. Ooh. I honestly I think I'm gonna put the Ravens in there too.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna say Ravens 49ers. I'll pick the Ravens.
Okay. He picked the
There you
Ravens.
go. There you go. We can end it on a positive there. Like one of us picked the Ravens to win. So
Oh
there you
yeah.
go. Henry will go for 150 and 2 touchdowns and retire a happy man.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna doubt.
Or play till he's 50.
No, I don't think he'll. I think he'll probably retire. He'll probably give him. I give him 5 more years, 6 more years.
He's a
About
beast.
he's a beast.
Have you ever seen any of his like workout stuff, like off season stuff, just in the
Yeah.
weight room? He works out a lot with a guy that I went to high school with that was class of '05
Mm-hmm.
that played receiver at UAB.
Mm-hmm.
And he owns a like a health and wellness company that's
Mm-hmm.
it's everywhere now, but it's based out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like good friends with Derek, and like they'll do workouts together and stuff, and he'll post some video stuff sometimes, and I'm like, this dude's not human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's incredible. So
They say the same thing about LeBron James.
MJ's the GOAT. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. We gotta wait till he retires. We gotta wait till LeBron retires. Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Why do I think MJ's the GOAT?
Yeah.
Oh man. 6 finals, was doing it on both ends of the court, all defense, uh, wasn't joining super teams, wasn't creating super teams, um,
He did.
wasn't soft, wasn't soft with the media, didn't complain. He was just out there. When he would walk in a building, he was there to kill you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think LeBron has that when he wants to have that.
Mhm.
Like, but I feel like that killer instinct thing, I think MJ had for 82 games a year, regular
Mhm.
season. And then however many they played in the playoffs. LeBron, I feel like MJ had it like just intrinsically, like it just lived in him every single game. I kind of feel the same way about Kobe.
Mhm.
And then LeBron, I feel like he needs, this is just me, I feel like he needs something outside of him to like rile him up or tick him off or get him going or whatever. And then you see it, you know, however often, but not every single night. That's just me.
Mhm.
It's fun to talk about though.
I think with LeBron, me being a LeBron fan since I was a kid and growing up still being a LeBron fan, I just really think it's a different era we're in.
Oh yeah. And that's why you like really the discussion for me with you know who's the greatest is like I always use that cop out kind of deal is like they were different eras, and I'm like, I want to appreciate Michael for what he did. I want to appreciate LeBron for what he's still doing. I appreciate Kobe for what he did. And I just want to enjoy seeing dudes who are that great regardless of the era.
Yeah.
Now, now, gun to head, and you say you got to pick one, I'll pick MJ. But I just enjoy watching all of them do what they do.
Yeah. Because each person was different. Each person had their own different style. Like LeBron was a driver and a finisher, where Michael Jordan was a great dunker. Kobe was a great mid ranger. So it's just different highlights you get to see of different ages. What Kobe was playing versus MJ. Well, LeBron came in and played versus Kobe. So it's three different eras that you're in. You had Jordan in the '90s. Then you had Kobe in the thousands. Then you had LeBron in the late thousands through now. So it's good just to the different eras that they were in.
I'm looking at some of their stats. I'm trying to see who's, let's see, obviously LeBron's got longevity. He's
Yeah.
got him on rebounds and assists. Jordan's got him on points. Jordan's got him on steals, barely on blocks and turnovers. I don't know. It's something about that killer instinct to me is just like, I don't know.
Now,
I just see it more, but it's not like that saying LeBron is nothing or something. Like it's crazy. He's one of the best three players we've ever seen.
like if it was up to me, I'm taking Kobe's mentality.
Yes.
I'm taking LeBron's athleticism, and then Michael Jordan handles.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat it
Literally
because
can't beat that.
Kobe's mindset for the game is different from Jordan's. Kobe can beat you mentally. LeBron can beat you athletically, and then Jordan just his drive, his dribbling.
Yeah.
Because Jordan had better ball handling than both of them.
Yeah.
So
Man.
and Jordan didn't have to use the pick and roll; he just isolates you. Well, with LeBron, he has to use the pick and roll to just drive to the lane. Kobe just put you just mentally. He can beat you with his mind, so it was good.
Man. God, they're all so much fun to watch. Kobe might be my favorite player of all time. He might be. Trying to that's tough to say for a Celtics fan, but I mean Tatum might be someday. He's going to miss just about all of this next year. Now you pop that Achilles and it's no joke, but mm, yeah, Kobe's probably it. All right, let's wrap it there. I appreciate you doing this again. A little easier than sitting in the parking lot on the truck.
Yeah, it was, but the part, but that actually motivated me though. Like doing that tailgate actually really made me all right. We have to figure something out. You can graduate high school. Let's figure it out. And so doing the
Yeah.
coaching thing really just inspired me. And then straight off a state championship, winning one, and then winning a college championship, winning the conference. So it was actually good. And seeing the Division II playoffs map out, we actually lost in the second round in the Division II playoffs to val
Yep.
to the first team in the country.
Wow.
And that was Valdosta State. And Valdosta State's probably one of the top D2 teams in the country.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
So
Man.
seeing that and then just watching everything fall out and see what God gave me, it's been good. So I can't wait to see what year two. We got some good games. We're playing the Pro Bowl Hall of Fame game on August 31st versus Virginia Union on NFL
Okay.
Network, and then we actually playing. I get to coach in Lucas Oil Stadium,
How about that?
so it's actually good. So
Up in Indy. That's awesome.
up in Indy, so it's gonna be good. And
That's
then
awesome.
then it's good to see college coaches meet different college coaches. Like I met Teddy Kidd from Clark Atlanta, and just talking to him and him giving me some good advice to telling me to keep going, keep building my craft and building connections. So it's good. And then getting to see Dabo Sweeney actually, Dabo Sweeney knows Coach Shade. Like they're good friends.
Yeah.
And so it's actually good seeing going to Clemson, going to different colleges and meeting college coaches. So it's good.
You're on a great path.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. Get to
Keep it
the
up.
Can't
Keep
wait.
it up.
Can't wait, man.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you doing this again. It was good to catch up, and I'm sure I know I'll see you out at Nico's camp here soon.
Oh yeah, can't wait for that camp. It's gonna be a lot of lights, a lot of cameras. So I can't wait.
Yeah,
A lot of
I'll be one.
cameras.
I'll be one of the cameras trying to figure it out. So,
Yeah, but you
all
get
right,
all access. You got all access. You get
there we
all.
go. I need it. I need it.
But yeah, if you want to come catch some house games, let me know.
Yes, that would be great.
Come get you some HBCU fun, man.
I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me.
Yeah, appreciate you. Have a good
You
one, Quintez.
you too.
Bye.